Hey guys, it's Sarah. Today's video is going to be my best and worst of e.l.f. cosmetics. Now, I have not tried every single thing from this brand. I feel like that would be impossible because they have so many products, but I have tried a lot, and I feel like in any given category I've tried at least a couple of things, so I feel like I have a pretty good idea of the brand. So I'm just going to be talking about basically every single thing that I own from this brand, and I'm going to be talking about things in 3 different categories. The first category will be my least favorites. These products aren't necessarily bad. I feel like there's not really any duds that I have from e.l.f., but they're just my least favorite. And then the next category will be kind of average products that I do generally like, but they don't really like stand out as the most amazing products ever. And then I have my standout top favorites from e.l.f., like the ones that I would recommend over other brands, like holy grail status products. I'm gonna get started with my least favorite and then work up from there. One of my least favorites is the Flawless Satin Foundation. I have the shade Pearl, and I actually think this shade is just a bit too light for me. I could probably go up a shade. This is supposed to be an oil-free, medium coverage satin finish, like it says. I find this to be very drying. I typically have pretty dry skin. Now that we're getting into spring, it's actually getting quite warm here. My skin is definitely a lot more normal and not as nearly as dry as it was a month or so ago in like the dead of winter. I can see this being something that I do use in the warmer months, but it's not something that I would recommend just because I feel like the majority of the times I've used it, I have not really liked the way that it sat on my skin. I feel like it really accentuates any dryness that I have. Even dryness that I didn't know I had, it will bring out. So just not my favorite, but I know a lot of people love this foundation, so I'm sure it really depends on your skin type. It's just not one that really works for me most of the time. But whenever I do want a more mattifying foundation and my skin is not dry, I can still reach for this. The next product I have is the Beauty Shield SPF 50 Skin Shielding Primer. This is a tinted SPF primer. Now, the tint, it says it's a universal tint, but the problem with that is it's just not a universal tint. It has, for me, it's actually a little bit deep. It has kind of almost an orangey undertone to it, so it's not something that I would want to wear on its own. I usually just wear this as a primer underneath my makeup. It's also not something that you would want to rely on solely for your SPF. I just kind of look at it as like an added extra sun protection, but the problem with this is that you're probably just not going to be applying enough of it to get the full SPF 50, because if you were to apply that much, it would just be way too much. It has sort of that classic silicone primer feel, so it is a little bit smoothing on the skin, but I find it really mattifying, so it's something that I'll probably stick to using in the summer or when I'm going to be spending a lot of time outside and I just want a little bit of extra sun protection. Probably wouldn't work for all skin tones, and the texture is just not my favorite. Another kind of not so favorite product, but it's one that I still like, are the Stardust Glitter Eyeliners. I have the shades Shimmering Gold and Sparkling Silver. I'm wearing Shimmering Gold today. This is really more of a bronze than a gold. I do like these, but they just are very sheer, so you have to really build them up if you want like an opaque glitter liner. That's kind of my one complaint with them, but other than that, they are nice. I wish they were a little more opaque because I feel like I have to keep going over it over and over again just to get it to look like a solid line. The last product in this category is also really not a bad product. It's just not like one that really stands out to me. This is their Beautifully Bare eyeshadow in the shade Soft Beige. It's a very sheer eyeshadow that comes out. It almost looks like a concealer in here. It's just like this matte, very soft color. I don't know. It's a pretty just like light peachy wash of color. It's just not something that I found myself reaching for that much. But it does also work as like an eyeshadow base if you want to use it for that. So definitely not a bad product, and it's one that I will continue to reach for. And I think it could also make a really nice just like one shadow look. Moving on to kind of the average category, and I don't want that to sound like these aren't really good products, because they are. Really, the vast majority of the e.l.f. products I own I really do love, but these are the products that maybe don't stand out to me quite as much as like my absolute favorites do. But let me talk about some cheek products in this category. So this is their Beautifully Bare Natural Glow Face Palette, and I have actually used up the highlighter, and I have almost completely used up the bronzer. It also has 2 blushes. I honestly just go through highlight and bronzer more quickly than I go through blushes, but I like all the shades in here. The highlight is not one of my absolute favorite highlights ever. I actually was able to scrape out a little bit and use it today, and I feel like it can look a little dry. I like it, but there are just other highlighters that I like better. The bronzer is amazing. It's not too warm. Really great bronzer if you have a fair skin tone. And the blushes are beautiful as well. I'm also wearing kind of a combination of the two today. So really nice, solid face palette. I really don't have a ton of complaints other than I don't love the highlighter in there, even though I did finish it, so. And then I also have their monochromatic multi-stick in Glistening Peach. This is really pretty. I just wouldn't classify it as like a top favorite just because it's very shimmery. It has kind of like a gold shimmer to it, but I do like it, and it does blend out pretty easily. But if you don't like shimmer in your blushes, you probably would not love this one, but I like it. I think it's like kind of just an average middle of the road cream blush. Next, I have their 16-Hour Camo Concealer. This is a very full coverage concealer, and I do really like it. It's not like my all-time favorite concealer though, just because it can look a little bit heavy. You definitely want to make sure your under eyes are moisturized with some sort of eye cream before you go in with this. I do also find that this applies best with a damp sponge. I just feel like you get the most blended and kind of smooth finish with that. Sometimes with a brush it can just look a little bit streaky, but this is the most full coverage concealer I have in my collection. I'm wearing it today. The shade, I have the shade Light Peach, which is not even one of their lightest shades. They also have fair shades even lighter than this one, and this is almost too light for me, so the shades are kind of weird. I think they run very light, so just keep that in mind. But this definitely does have a place in my collection though. Whenever I am wanting a full coverage look, this is the concealer I go for, and the coverage is serious, like as close to full coverage as you could get. I also have their Liquid Illuminator, I think is what this is called. It doesn't have the name anywhere on it, but it's just a light kind of champagne liquid highlighter. I do really like this. One complaint I have is that it can kind of separate in the tube, so sometimes when you squeeze it out, like just now, I had a lot of kind of oily stuff coming out with it. So you kind of want to like mush it around before you use it. But it is really pretty, really dewy, beautiful liquid highlight if you like that style of highlight, but it almost has a little bit of a greasy feel to it, so if that's not your thing, you probably wouldn't like this. I have a bunch of lip products. I really like all of these. The reason why these just aren't in my top favorites category is just because I don't really feel like any of them are that unique or different from something that you could find from any brand, but that's not to say these aren't all really good. Let's start with this lip liner. This is a lip liner that has a retractable pencil on one side and a little brush on the other, so you can kind of apply it and then blend it out and get a nice kind of soft blend with it, which is nice. Now if you already have a lip brush in your collection, then you might not even care about this, but I kind of like having it there. I feel like it's a nice little addition. The shade I have here is Dusty Rose, and I do love this shade. It is, I mean, it really is just a nice like nude rosy color. This is one of those nude colors that I just really like to have in my collection. I feel like I use it a lot. It's a very smooth formula, so I do really like that. I'm actually wearing that in combination with the e.l.f. Sheer Matte Liquid Lipstick in Praline Petal. So this is one of those kind of blotted sheer liquid lipsticks. I know ColourPop also makes some of these. I actually like this formula a little bit better than the ColourPop one. I also like the applicator better. I think it goes on really smoothly. It doesn't accentuate any dryness on your lips really. Just a really nice, comfortable formula, so I do really enjoy that. These I have loved for years. These are their matte lip colors I have the shades Berry Sorbet and Tea Rose. These are kind of jumbo retractable lip crayons. I like them because they are matte and they really stay in place nicely, but they're comfortable and they go on smoothly. And I think that if you're not a fan of liquid lipsticks, especially the ones that can be kind of drying, but you still like a matte lip color, these are great because they are not nearly as drying as most liquid lipsticks are, but they stay in place a lot like a liquid lipstick would. So love these. I also used to have the shade Natural, which is kind of like a slightly warmer nude than Tea Rose, and I used it up a couple years ago. So love these. Honestly, I feel like a lot of these products I'm talking about right now could be in my top favorites category too. It's just hard to make that distinction because I love most of the products that I own from e.l.f. Another lip product I have from them is their tinted lip oil. I have the shade Raspberry Truffle Kiss. I will say that this shade is a bit deep to be wearing in the form of a lip oil. That's what that looks like. It is deep, but I think it's just a really pretty color. I don't really have any other colors like that. It's like a brick red, and it's really comfortable. I don't feel like, even though it is kind of dark, I don't feel like it really bleeds outside my lips too much. And it really is a lot like a lip gloss. It just has a little bit more of an oil consistency, but they make lighter shades of this too, which those might be the ones that I would go for in the future. Then I have their lip plumping gloss in the shade Pink Cosmo. This is a beautiful kind of milky light pink lip gloss. You really can't see it when I swatch it, but it does have a little bit of that tingly sensation that's supposed to kind of plump up your lips. I don't think it really plumps your lips that much, but any gloss really is going to make your lips look a little bit plumper and fuller just because it's making them super glossy. But I love the shade. It's a really just great everyday, like keep in your purse kind of color. Another great like keep in your purse kind of lip product from them is their Gotta Glow lip tint. I have the shade Perfect Berry, and a lot of brands make these. I think IT Cosmetics might have started this type of trend, but I'm not sure. But it's basically like a shade adjusting tinted lip balm. This one looks really crazy dark in the tube, and it kind of swatches a weird color too, but when it's on my lips, it really does turn into just this beautiful, healthy looking sheer berry color. And honestly, I feel like I haven't been reaching for this much, probably just because I've been focusing on other products, but this is something that now that I've kind of remembered that I have it, I want to make a point to use this more because I really do like this product. If you just want like a wash of color on your lips, even if you're like not really wearing any makeup, I just think it looks really pretty and just really healthy. Then I have this Best Friend eyeshadow duo in the shade Peach Squad. The only reason this is not in my top favorites category is I do have a lot of their eyeshadows in my top favorites. These just aren't quite as buttery as some of those are, so that's why I have it in this kind of middle category, but beautiful, really easy duo. The other day I wore this and I just had the peach all through the crease and then this bronze on the lid. Just such an easy, quick eye look to throw on, and I really like just like a soft peachy eye look. I feel like it just looks really flattering, especially on my blue eyes. So I really do like that. But I do think the shades could be just a little bit more pigmented and buttery. So I'm a big fan of e.l.f. brushes. I have some brushes from them that I use every single day, so those will be in my top favorites category. These are ones that I do really like, but I don't necessarily use them every day. I have their complexion brush. This is a really great powder brush, bronzer brush, just whatever. It's kind of just a nice fluffy face brush. You could use it for a lot of things. Normally I use it for like powder though. I also have their Ultimate Blending Brush. This is a great dense domed foundation brush. I just don't use foundation brushes all that often, so it's not one that I use all the time, but when I do want to use a foundation brush, this is the one I go for because it's just a really nice, dense, it's a good foundation brush. Their Small Stipple Brush, this is like an OG. I feel like I remember people talking about this brush back in like 2013 YouTube, but this is great for cream blushes. That's usually what I'll use it for. Or if you just want a diffused powder application. Their Flawless Face Brush, this I really like for bronzer and blush. And then I also have this tiny concealer brush. This one I really don't use all that often, but I mean, it is nice. I'll usually use this for like really small detail work for eyeshadows or sometimes liner, but I definitely wouldn't use this for concealer. I think it's just a little bit too small for that. But all of their brushes are really well made. They're one of my favorite brands for makeup brushes. And then I know they make a few sponges. This is their Total Face Sponge. I really like this too. I feel like it doesn't sheer out foundation and concealer quite as much as some other sponges do. So this is one of my favorite sponges that I have tried. So now moving on to my top favorites. These are the products that I either use every single day, or they're products that I just think really stand out from the rest, and they're ones that I would 100% repurchase if I ran out or lost them. So the first is their 18 pan eyeshadow palettes. I love these. I've raved about them so much on my channel. I have the Opposites Attract, the New Classics, and the Earth and Ocean. My least favorite of the three is the Opposites Attract, just because the shades are just a lot deeper than what I'm normally comfortable with using. But if you have a deeper skin tone or you just like bold, deep shades, you would probably like this even more than I do. I do really like it though. It's just that the shades in the Earth and Ocean and the New Classics are shades that I tend to gravitate towards more. Earth and Ocean is one of my favorite palettes in my entire collection. So you have a bunch of blue tones on one side and a bunch of greens on the other side, and just earthy tones. Just, there's so much you can do with this palette, so much variety here, and the quality is just fantastic. So that might have to be my favorite of the three. The New Classics is just a beautiful neutral palette. Pretty much have everything you need when it comes to neutral shadows here. All of these palettes are just some of my absolute favorites in my entire palette collection. I just think they're such a steal. They're $14 each. I love them. I will link some videos below where I've used these if you want to see them in action, but I've done quite a few looks with all of these. And one that's newer to me and just to the market is their bite-sized quad. I have the shade Pumpkin Pie. They have a bunch of shades of these. These are $3 each, which is incredible. I'm wearing this on my eyes today, and these are amazing. These are really buttery, especially the shimmers are so buttery. The mattes are beautiful and blendable, and honestly, I want to pick up more shades. I don't need any more, but I really am impressed by this. For $3, oh my gosh, amazing. Another eyeshadow that I love from them, and this is a product that I think stands out so much, and it makes me sad that no one really seems to know about these, and they only make like 3 shades of this. This is the Long Lasting Lustrous eyeshadow. I have the shade Soiree. This is actually currently in my project pan. It is starting to dry out because I've had it for years. But it's a cream metallic shadow. I also used to have the one in the shade Toast, which was a gold, and I used that up a couple years ago. And I just think these are phenomenal. Honestly, similar to like a ColourPop Super Shock shadow in texture. They're kind of a cream to powder texture. I really think that they could bring these back and like come out with a bunch of new shades, and people would be all over them if they kind of just re-promoted them. But that's just my own humble opinion. So one thing I do really love from e.l.f. is their powders. I have their Prime and Stay Finishing Powder, and then also their HD Powder in Soft Luminance. I love both of these. The Prime and Stay Finishing Powder, this is like $3. The packaging though is very cheap. It's already not really closing properly, and the hinge has kind of crumbled apart a little bit. So, you know, not the greatest packaging on this one, but this is just a nice translucent powder. It's nothing super special, but I feel like it gives me just kind of this almost blurred effect when I use it. Very lightweight, doesn't look overly powdery. I really enjoy their powders. I mean, I haven't tried all their powders, but all the ones I have tried, I've enjoyed. I might like this one even more than the Prime and Stay one, but this is the HD Powder in Soft Luminance. So it's a loose powder, and it's just the slightest bit glowy. If you do look closely at this, you will see a little bit of shimmer, but I don't really feel like that shows on my skin when I'm wearing it. I just think this looks so healthy on my skin. I use it to set my under eyes and my entire face most days, and it's really got me honestly liking loose powders more than I like pressed powders now. I just feel like they look a little bit more flawless on the skin, so love their powders. So this is a new discovery, and this one really blew me away. This is the Keep Your Curl mascara. This is my new favorite mascara. Not only is it the best mascara I found price-wise from the drugstore, out of all my drugstore favorites, this one is $5. The other ones I've liked have been like $8, $9, $10. So best price that I found. It is a rubber bristle brush. I know not everybody likes those. I personally love a rubber bristle brush. I also love when they're curved like this. This just like hugs my lashes. I feel like it coats every single lash. It gives me so much length and volume, and it's not clumpy. The way that the brush is shaped, I feel like it just kind of pushes up my lashes. I don't curl my own lashes, so it just kind of helps them stand up really nicely. And I actually think this is very similar to the Balm Mad Lash Mascara, which is like a $20 mascara. This one is very similar. The brush is very similar. The formula I think is very similar. So if you like that one but you want a cheaper alternative, try this. I also think it's just as good as the Flower Lash Warrior. The brush is just a little bit smaller, which is kind of nice because it gives you more control. So I love this mascara. I really do. Now, mascara is one of those things that's so personal. Like, what I love in a mascara you may hate. Like, I know some people hate this type of brush, so you know, I'm not saying everyone's gonna love it, but I am obsessed. This is probably gonna be my new Holy Grail mascara. I also really love their Wow Brow Gel. I have the shade Taupe. This is a tinted brow gel. It has a very small brush, and it does have fibers in it, but I feel like I don't really notice those when I have it in my brows, but I do see them on the brush here. But it has a nice light tint. It's not super dark, so it's not really gonna like make a mess. Also, this like small brush really does give you a good amount of control, and I feel like I used to not use brow gel at all. I thought it was pointless, and then I tried this, and I feel like it just helps add so much like fullness to my brows. It allows me to kind of manipulate the shape a little bit and just style them in more ways than I otherwise could without something like this. So I just really enjoy using this after I've filled in my brows with a pomade or a pencil. It's a nice product, and it's only like $4. The brushes from e.l.f. that I use every single day, I alternate between these two. The small tapered brush and the highlighting brush, I always use these to set my under eyes. They're also a great just like small setting brush for setting smaller areas of your face. So I love both of these. Honestly, I don't think you need both, but I like having both for when one is dirty. These two eye brushes, they're crease brush and they're detail crease brush. Both are kind of small crease brushes. The regular crease brush is on the smaller side, and then the detail crease brush is even smaller. And I love these because they give me a lot of control. I don't necessarily have small eyes, but I do feel like sometimes I struggle to get shadows placed exactly where I want them. And these are like nice and wispy but small, so they give me control, but I can still get a good blend with them. So I love these brushes. I feel like before I had this detail crease brush, I was really missing a brush like this in my collection. And then I have two of these. This is just their flat eyeshadow brush. This is like a $2 brush, and this is what I use every day as my shader brush. Just really great regular shader brush. Not much to say about it, but it is a total workhorse for me. And then I have two skincare products from e.l.f. and then that is it. Then I'll be done. The Holy Hydration fragrance-free face cream. This is a newer product to their line. I haven't tried a ton of e.l.f. skincare because a lot of it is not fragrance-free, but this is, and I think I'm almost done with this. This is such a nice, nourishing cream. I feel like it really hydrates my skin, but it doesn't leave like a weird film on my skin or anything like that. I usually use it as my night cream, but it also works fine in the morning under makeup. I just have a lot of products I'm kind of rotating through right now. I love this face cream so much. I will definitely repurchase it. It is a $12 face cream, and you only get 1.8 ounces, so I will probably be stocking up on this during a 50% off sale. In fact, that's really just the best time to stock up on any e.l.f. products because they have those sales a lot. But I do kind of not really want to buy this at full price just because I feel like I have been flying through it. Then their Nourishing Facial Oil, I also love this. It's a nice fragrance-free blend of a lot of really great oils. If you have dry skin and you want to start playing around with oils, I feel like this is a great place to start. I haven't noticed it clogging my pores or breaking me out or anything, but it just adds even more hydration. A lot of times I'll layer these two together when my skin is extra dry, and it just zaps the dry skin away in like one night. It's amazing. So really nice facial oil. Again, it's just kind of a small bottle. I think this is half an ounce. So you're not getting a ton of product. So like I said with the face cream, I would just recommend buying them when they're 50% off, so you're getting a little bit of a better value. But that is everything I own from e.l.f. That's a lot of products. I really feel like e.l.f. has very few duds within their line, and I just think that's really impressive for such an affordable brand. I love e.l.f. Let me know down below what your favorite products from e.l.f. are, if there's any that you think I should check out. I'm always on the hunt for more like hidden gems from them because I don't know, I just get so excited about e.l.f. If you enjoyed this video, I'd love to have you subscribe. I upload every Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday, all kinds of videos about cruelty-free makeup and conscious consumerism, so I'd love to have you back again very soon, and I will talk to you next time.